I'm going to call on Becky Olodo.
I'm going to be looking at flexible work as a strategy to achieving gender equality in this era of the pandemic and post-pandemic. Now, as a way of introduction, statistically, we all know that there's an underrepresentation of women in leadership roles. Hence, the reason that achieving gender equality forms part of the UNESCO Sustainable Development Goals, as well as the priority for UNESCO. Now, this same reason has actually led or gave birth to academic literatures and research, including the one I'm doing currently on the hurdles women face in leadership roles. This same reality about the gender inequality has actually led to a project I am heavily involved with, which is the inception of the first UNESCO University for Women in Africa. Now, as a way or a strategy of achieving gender equality during this pandemic and even post-pandemic. Now, you all know, I know, that one of the challenges women do face in terms of leadership roles or being leaders or being classified as effectively the leaders, it's the challenge of being able to balance work and family commitment. Now, having said that, it has recently been proven that women of flexible work, or women cannot work from home in terms of flexible working. They can work from home and still be able to stay connected and be productive. I can testify to that. And also, it has been proven evidently based on the fact that because of COVID, a lot of organizations have to employ the strategy of getting staff to work from home. Now, because it has been found out that it will not impact on productivity or the desired results of the organization, a lot of now organizations are beginning to think or consider continuing with that even post COVID-19. Therefore, what it means to women is that what was initially considered as a detrimental factor for not being employed or offered a leadership role to them, and what was considered a detrimental factor or a challenge that women face in terms of becoming effective leaders, or they are not keen in taking leadership roles, it's no longer the case. Now, because it's no longer the case, I can argue that based on that evidence, that it's no longer a challenge. Now, no employer would see the rationale behind discriminating against a woman or behind preferring a male person for a leadership roles, because productivity and desired results in the organization is not going to be impacted. Also, flexible work can help or can be seen as an antidote. If I use the word antidote for filling the gap between men, the paying gap, which obviously one of the team has actually talked about it. But flexible work can be used as a strategy to fill that gap, which means what it means is that we would also be a step towards achieving gender equality, because pay gap is one of the evidence where women have been discriminated against even after they take on the leadership roles. And again, one can further argue that if now it has been proven that if women work from home, they're able to obviously stay connected, productivity is not going to be affected. What it means is that we're going to see, or we should see, an increase in the number of women in leadership, which means we are a step towards achieving gender equality in this era of the pandemic and post-pandemic. And in the same manner,
if you can please round up because of the time and people.
You know, I prepared for 5 minutes. I couldn't use my slides.
If
I'm
you can
trying to
just
say
please
everything.
round up here, please.
Okay. Right. Why is it important to achieve gender equality in leadership? It is important because most of the skills considered as high skilled future skills like emotional intelligence and collaboration, empathy, has been proven to come naturally from women. So if you allow more women in the leadership role, it would be very beneficial to an organization. Now, again, it does help if you have more women. It helps in obviously uh, um, I move on to recommendation. I have to recommendation because I'm rushing now. So I have
Please.
to recommendation. I know someone has already done that. So link flexibility to strategy and the customer and encourage and enable them. Encourage and enable the team in the organization to embark on flexible working initiatives. So in conclusion, drawing from the arguments presented, we need to shift strategy within global leadership in order not to dramatically limit or our ability to do better in the future by implementing flexible working strategy as a tool for obviously increasing women in leadership within companies and at global levels. More so, we should employ the effective strategies that would enhance flexible working ideology and culture in an organization. Thank you very much.